This is the fourth and last case law video. So we're going to start here at the Law School Research Databases page to look at a couple of other low-cost subscription services for Massachusetts case law research. So here's my breadcrumb trail up here to get to this page. Once on the Law Library website, I went to Research and then clicked Law School Research Databases. So we'll take a look at two databases, Fastcase and the Social Law Library, the subscription side. Before we look at those research platforms, I wanted to mention one other source here, and that is the Massachusetts Lawyers Weekly. But as you can see, if you read here, this is only for in-library use, so we're not going to be using it for this class. It is a great source, though, for keeping current with Massachusetts law issues, and it'll include things like synopsises of important new Massachusetts cases, including some trial court decisions. All right, so the first resource we're going to look at is Fastcase. And once we get to Fastcase, there is a new look that you could look at here, a new Fastcase, and it has a lot of the same features, but I'm just going to stay on this traditional page here. So Fastcase is a lower cost alternative to Lexis and Westlaw that you have access to as a student, as a law student here. You may also have access to this research platform at work if you work in Massachusetts and become a member of the Massachusetts Bar. As part of your bar membership, they will offer you access to this database, Fastcase. So before we switch to an advanced case law search, I wanted to point out that there's some help options here, including things like a user's guide, some FAQs, and some tutorials. So if this is a lower cost alternative that you find you're using a lot in practice, you're definitely going to want to look at some of these help options here. All right, so let's take a look at the advanced case law search. We're going to switch to that now. So the reason that I'm suggesting starting at the advanced search screen is that there's just a lot more options once you get to the screen. You can do a keyword search, which is a Boolean, or terms and connector search. You can click the radio button and do a natural language search, or the one for looking up a case by citation. You can pick your different jurisdictions, you can select date limiters, and you have the search syntax that Fastcase uses. So using this syntax here, let's just create a quick search. So the search I made is just medicine within 5 terms, practice, and midwife, and I used an asterisk, which is our root expander on this platform. Let's run that search. And as you can see, with that simple search, we're getting our Lee case again in the first page of results. A couple of things, some additional search features that I wanted you to notice. There's a search within feature here. Our search only had 6 results, so we don't need it, but if you got a lot of hits, this would be a good way to limit it. And also there is this simple authority check. This is a simple citator service that's available on Fastcase. Let's take a look at the Lee case on this research database. So right away, I think you'll notice that just like on Google Scholar, we're getting the text of the case, but not much else in the way of editorial features. So again, this is a lower cost alternative. It does have a pretty good search functionality, and it has that basic authority check, which is nice. So that's just a brief introduction to Fastcase, and there are other materials on this database or this research platform that might be helpful to you as well, such as Massachusetts statutes and regulations. So let's quickly look at the Social Law Library subscription databases now. To get to these subscription materials, we're going to go through the link on the Law Library database list like we just did to get to Fastcase. Once you get to this page, you're going to see 2 columns, one that says substantive, and this is where the case law decisions are located. So these resources include trial court opinions that are often not available on other research platforms. So if your law firm has a subscription through the Social Law Library, this might be a less expensive alternative, but another reason you might end up using this database is that it does have coverage of some trial court decisions not available in other places. So let's just take a quick look at one of these databases here. We'll look at the Massachusetts Superior Court opinions, and I'll show you a couple of features. So the first thing when you get to this database I want you to notice is that are able to quickly tell what the coverage is for this database. And then the other thing I want you to notice is this Help tab right up here. So this will be helpful for running searches, learning about the search syntax that's available for these databases, which is a little tricky. It's not very intuitive. So under the tips here, I think it's the third one that's the most helpful, which is the quick reference guide. And you'll see here there's a syntax quick reference tips, some searching overviews, and some other things that you might find helpful. Okay, as I said, it's not the most robust search engine, so let's just look at the basic search field. So there are some basic fields here. For example, if you already have the docket number or know the party names, you could use those, or the particular justice that was issued the opinion. One thing that's a little different on this database is the full text searching. It's not at the top. It's actually here where it says text. This is where you would put your search terms in. Okay. So if you do end up using this database, definitely review the search help I just showed you. And that very quickly is just a brief overview of the social law library databases. We're going to be looking at this again when we do administrative law materials.